Your future is watching what you do today. Let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. Somewhere ahead of you, there is a version of you that already exists. Stronger, wiser, disciplined, successful. And that version is watching you right now. Watching how you wake up, watching how you speak, watching how you handle pressure, watching whether you choose comfort or growth. You think your decisions disappear at the end of the day. They don't. They build. Every action you take today is either constructing your future or quietly destroying it. Your future is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built in the ordinary hours, the quiet choices, the small disciplines no one applauds, the workouts you don't skip, the distractions you resist, the excuses you refuse to entertain. That future version of you is either nodding in respect or shaking its head in disappointment. You say you want success, you say you want confidence, you say you want freedom. But what did you do today that proves it? Your future self is judging your discipline every single day. Not your dreams, not your intentions, your discipline. The version of you that exists 5 years from now is shaped by what you repeatedly choose today. That future version is watching how you respond to pressure, how you handle distractions, and whether you honor your commitments. It does not care about your excuses. It only reflects your actions. Every decision becomes evidence. Evidence builds identity. Identity builds destiny. You say you want success, but your habits reveal what you truly prioritize. Wanting something is easy. Earning it is different. Discipline is the separator. It is what you do when you are tired. It is how you act when motivation disappears. It is the quiet consistency that no one celebrates. Your future self is not impressed by occasional bursts of effort. It is shaped by repeated disciplined behavior. Imagine meeting that future version of yourself. Stronger, sharper, focused. That person would not ask about your plans. It would ask about your routines. Did you wake up when you said you would? Did you complete the work you promised? Did you resist distractions? Or did you negotiate with comfort? Discipline is not dramatic, it is daily, and daily patterns decide long-term outcomes. Every shortcut taken today becomes a weakness tomorrow. Every excuse allowed today becomes a limitation tomorrow. Discipline compounds just like neglect does. Small lapses seem harmless, but repetition turns them into identity. When you repeatedly avoid effort, you train yourself to quit. When you repeatedly push forward, you train yourself to endure. Your future self is built through this training process. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build trust internally. That trust strengthens confidence. Confidence strengthens performance. Performance shapes results. Without discipline, goals remain fantasies. With discipline, they become structured paths. Your future self depends on how seriously you treat your current responsibilities. There will be days when discipline feels heavy, days when comfort whispers loudly. Those days matter most. Anyone can act when it feels easy. Few remain consistent when it feels inconvenient. The difference between regret and pride often lies in these ordinary moments. Choosing discipline and discomfort builds resilience. Resilience builds strength. Strength builds the person you aim to become. The world does not determine your future. Your patterns do. External discipline determines response. If you strengthen your daily habits, you strengthen your trajectory. If you weaken your standards, you weaken your direction. Your future self reflects the sum of your repeated behaviors, not your occasional ambition. Right now, you are shaping that future version with every decision. The alarm you set, the work you avoid, the effort you give, the focus you protect. Each choice carries weight. One day, you will stand in that future reality and recognize how it was built. The question is whether you will recognize pride in disciplined actions taken consistently or regret from compromises made when effort was required and responsibility demanded. Unwavering commitment, small daily choices decide big destinies whether you notice it or not. Life does not transform overnight because of one powerful decision. It transforms because of repeated ordinary actions that slowly compound. The 5 minutes you waste, the 10 minutes you invest, the workout you skip, the book you read. These small decisions seem insignificant in the moment, but they stack quietly. Over time, they form habits. Habits shape identity. Identity determines direction. Most people underestimate the power of routine. They wait for a dramatic breakthrough, a big opportunity, or a sudden wave of motivation. But destiny is rarely dramatic. It is disciplined. It is built in mornings when you choose to wake up early instead of sleeping in. It is built in evenings when you choose preparation instead of distraction. Success is the result of repeated alignment between goals and behavior. A single disciplined action will not change your life immediately, but consistency multiplies impact. Reading 10 pages daily becomes multiple books yearly. Saving small amounts regularly becomes financial stability. Practicing a skill briefly each day becomes mastery over time. Small efforts gain strength through repetition. The compound effect rewards persistence and punishes inconsistency. Every small choice either builds momentum or erodes it. Comfort hides inside small decisions. It tells you that skipping one workout does not matter, that delaying one task is harmless, that watching one more video will not change anything. Individually, these choices seem minor. Repeated, they define outcomes. The difference between those who progress and those who stagnate lies in how they treat these small crossroads daily. Destiny is not determined by talent alone. Many talented individuals remain average because their daily habits lack discipline. Meanwhile, consistent individuals outperform them through routine effort. Reliability beats intensity. Showing up every day, even with modest effort, builds more progress than rare bursts of enthusiasm. Small choices made consistently create visible transformation. You are always casting votes for the person you are becoming. Each action reinforces a version of yourself. When you choose focus, you vote for discipline. When you choose distraction, you vote for avoidance. These votes accumulate. Eventually, they produce an identity that reflects your repeated decisions. Big results are simply the outcome of thousands of small votes cast in one direction. There will be moments when small disciplined actions feel pointless. You may not see immediate results. Growth often hides beneath the surface. Just as seeds grow unseen before breaking through soil, habits strengthen quietly before showing visible outcomes. Patience is necessary. Consistency requires belief in long-term R. Inwards rather than short-term gratification. Your destiny does not depend on one heroic effort. It depends on what you repeatedly choose in ordinary moments. The way you spend your mornings, the way you use your evenings, the way you handle small temptations. Each daily decision carries weight beyond its size. Over months and years, these choices define who you become. Shaping a future built not on chance, but on deliberate, consistent actions taken when no one was watching and no applause was given. Comfort is costing you tomorrow more than you realize. It feels harmless in the moment. It feels deserved. After a long day, comfort whispers that you have done enough. After a small win, it suggests you slow down. But comfort rarely pushes you forward. It keeps you still. Growth demands effort. Comfort demands nothing. And when you consistently choose what feels easy, you quietly delay the life you say you want. Comfort is seductive because it removes pressure, it protects you from discomfort, criticism, and failure. It convinces you that staying where you are is safer than stepping into uncertainty. But safety and success rarely live in the same place. Every time you avoid challenge, you strengthen hesitation. Every time you choose convenience over discipline, you weaken momentum. Momentum thrives on action, not ease. The danger of comfort is that it feels normal. Scrolling instead of studying feels harmless. Skipping one workout feels minor. Postponing one difficult conversation feels reasonable. Yet repetition transforms these small comforts into patterns. Patterns become habits. Habits shape identity. Over time, you no longer notice the compromise. It becomes routine. Routine becomes reality. Comfort delays growth because it avoids resistance. Resistance is where development happens. Muscles grow through strain. Skills improve through repetition under pressure. Avoidance builds through exposure to fear. When you eliminate resistance from your life, you eliminate progress. Comfort shields you from short-term discomfort, but creates long-term stagnation. There is a difference between rest and comfort. Rest is intentional recovery. It prepares you for effort. Comfort without purpose is escape. It distracts you from responsibility. It numbs urgency. Knowing when to recover and when to push is critical. Growth requires balance, but comfort as a default weakens ambition. The future version of you depends on how often you resist unnecessary comfort. Each time you push through laziness, you build strength. Each time you complete a task you wanted to avoid, you build discipline. Discipline compounds into confidence. Confidence compounds into opportunity. The path forward is rarely comfortable. Discomfort is temporary. Regret lasts longer. When you look back at missed opportunities, the common thread is often comfort. The easier choice, the delayed effort, the avoided risk. Choosing growth now prevents regret later. Temporary strain builds permanent resilience. If you want a stronger tomorrow, you must tolerate discomfort today. Choose the harder task. Start before you feel ready. Resist distractions. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but discipline feels better in the future. Your tomorrow is shaped by whether you prioritize short-term ease or long-term progress through consistent effort and deliberate sacrifice, of convenience when growth demands courage and persistence. Discipline is the bridge to your future, whether you acknowledge it or not. Dreams alone cannot carry you forward. Motivation cannot sustain you. Feelings change. Energy fluctuates, but discipline remains steady when everything else fades. It is the structure that holds your ambition in place. Without discipline, goals drift into wishes. With discipline, wishes beck. Own plans executed through consistent action. Every strong future is built on habits that were honored daily, not on moments of temporary excitement. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you continue. When enthusiasm fades, discipline steps in. It reminds you of commitments made. It pushes you to act even when you do not feel like it. This reliability builds momentum. Momentum strengthens identity. Identity shapes behavior. Discipline transforms effort into routine, and routine builds results quietly over time. The bridge between where you are and where you want to be is built plank by plank. Each plank represents a disciplined action. Waking up early, finishing work, training your body, learning new skills. These small acts connect your present to your potential. Without these planks, the gap remains wide. With them, the path becomes walkable. Discipline requires clarity. You must know what you are working toward. Vague goals produce weak commitment. Clear goals create focused effort. When you understand why you are sacrificing comfort, discipline feels purposeful rather than restrictive. Purpose strengthens consistency. Consistency builds reliability. Reliability builds progress. There will be moments when discipline feels restrictive. It may seem like you are missing out on ease or entertainment, but what you are truly building is strength. Each disciplined choice strengthens willpower. Willpower strengthens resilience. Resilience ensures that obstacles do not derail your progress. Discipline builds stability in uncertain environments. Many people wait for perfect conditions before committing fully. Discipline does not wait. It operates in imperfect circumstances. It adjusts rather than excuses. It finds ways forward instead of reasons to pause. That adaptability strengthens growth. When you rely on discipline instead of mood, your progress becomes predictable. The bridge you build through discipline becomes stronger with repetition. The more consistently you act, the less resistance you feel. Habits solidify, actions become automatic. What once required effort becomes natural. This transition frees mental energy for higher goals. Discipline at one level prepares you for greater responsibility at the next. Your future depends on whether you commit to building that bridge daily. It is not constructed in one dramatic leap. It is formed through repeated, deliberate effort. Each disciplined action strengthens the path ahead, reducing uncertainty and increasing confidence, shaping a direction defined by consistency rather than fleeting motivation or temporary bursts of inspiration. You are always becoming someone whether you realize it or not. There is no pause button on growth. Every day you wake up, your habits are shaping you. The way you think, speak, act, and respond is slowly forming your future identity. You are not standing still. You are either improving or declining. Neutral does not exist. Time moves forward, and you move with it. The only question is in which direction you are moving. Every repeated action is carving a version of you. When you wake up early, you reinforce discipline. When you delay responsibilities, you reinforce avoidance. When you push through discomfort, you build resilience. When you surrender to excuses, you build weakness. These patterns compound. Over time, they define who you are. The identity you carry tomorrow is being shaped by what you repeat today. It is easy to believe that change requires something dramatic, a major decision, a big opportunity, a sudden breakthrough. But becoming someone new is rarely dramatic. It is gradual. It is shaped by routines. It is formed by what you consistently tolerate and what you consistently demand from yourself. You are being molded quietly through repetition. The habits you choose either expand your capacity or shrink it. Reading, training, practicing, learning, these expand your abilities. Complaining, procrastinating, avoiding, these reduce your potential. You are always reinforcing one version of yourself. The disciplined version grows stronger when you act with intention. The distracted version grows stronger when you operate without focus. Your environment also influences who you are becoming, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, the standards you accept. all contribute to your transformation. Surround yourself with low standards and you normalize mediocrity. Surround yourself with high expectations and you elevate. Growth thrives in demanding environments. Awareness is the turning point. When you recognize that you are constantly becoming someone, your choices carry more weight. Small actions feel significant. You realize that skipping effort is not just a momentary lapse. It is a vote for a weaker version of yourself. Likewise, every disciplined action becomes a vote for strength. Identity is built through evidence. When you repeatedly act with courage, you begin seeing yourself as courageous. When you repeatedly act with consistency, you see yourself as disciplined. Your self-image aligns with your behavior. Behavior reinforces identity. Identity influences future behavior. The cycle strengthens over time. You cannot escape becoming someone. The process continues daily. The direction, however, is yours to control. With each decision, you shape who you are turning into. The future version of you is not accidental. It is constructed through repeated actions, chosen habits, and consistent standards maintained over time, without interruption or surrender to comfort, when discipline is required to grow and evolve beyond limitation. Ends imposed by past patterns and hesitation. Regret or respect, you choose which one will greet you in the future. One day you will look back at this version of yourself and evaluate the decisions you made. You will remember the opportunities you embraced and the chances you ignored. That future reflection will not be based on what you intended to do, but on what you actually did. Regret grows from hesitation and avoidance. Respect grows from courage and discipline. The path toward either outcome begins with daily choices. Regret often starts small. It begins with postponed effort, delayed ambition, and repeated excuses. At first, it feels harmless. You convince yourself there will be more time, more energy, more opportunity. But time moves forward whether you act or not. The cost of inaction compounds. Missed effort becomes missed growth. Missed growth becomes missed opportunity. Over time, these small compromises accumulate into larger disappointments. Respect is built differently. It forms when you confront discomfort directly, when you keep promises to yourself, when you show up consistently even without applause. Self-respect grows through alignment between intention and action. Each disciplined choice strengthens confidence. Confidence strengthens identity. Identity strengthens resilience. The more often you choose effort over ease, the more stable your sense of pride becomes. The difference between regret and respect is rarely dramatic. It lies in ordinary moments. The decision to wake up early, the choice to finish the task, the willingness to speak up. These small crossroads appear daily. They may not seem significant at the time, but they carry long-term impact. Each decision shapes the direction of your character. Fear often drives regret. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. When fear dictates your choices, you shrink your potential. AC. Tame despite fear builds strength. Strength reduces future hesitation. Over time, courage becomes more natural. The more you practice bravery, the less regret you accumulate. Respect is not only external, it is internal. It is the quiet satisfaction of knowing you gave your best effort. Even if results are delayed, disciplined action builds pride. Pride strengthens motivation. Motivation reinforces discipline. This cycle builds a foundation of self-trust. Without self-trust, goals feel fragile. With it, they feel achievable. You will not always control outcomes, but you control effort. Regret often comes from knowing you did not try fully. Respect comes from knowing you committed wholeheartedly. The future does not demand perfection. It demands consistency. Each day offers another opportunity to choose growth over avoidance. As time passes, you will face that future reflection. You will measure your life against your potential. The question will not be whether you were capable, it will be whether you acted. Regret forms from repeated hesitation. Respect forms from repeated courage. The direction you walk today determines which emotion becomes stronger in your future through daily disciplined decisions made consistently without surrender to temporary comfort or fear-driven avoidance. Make decisions today that your future self will be proud of. Stand up tomorrow morning with urgency. Do the hard thing first. Cut the distractions. Keep your promises, because one day you will meet that future version of yourself. And when you do, make sure it looks at you with respect. Start now. Not next week, not when you feel ready, now. Your future is watching. Give it something worth watching.